the news tonight, President Tinubu applauds the Super Eagles, charges them to gear up for the AFCON. And FCT rolls out Declare Air project. This is the 7 p.m. news on 98 Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Abdullah Hajia. First, let's begin from the presidency, where the federal government expresses deep concern and solidarity with the families of the female students abducted from Government Girls Secondary School, Maga, in Danko Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State. We share in the pain and are firmly committed to bringing the girls home safely. President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, has reiterated that protecting every Nigerian, especially school children, remains a solemn responsibility of the state. The government condemns the reprehensible attack on innocent students and the killing of school officials who were carrying out their noble duty. Our security and intelligence agencies have been issued clear directives to locate, rescue them safely and ensure they return safely, to ensure that the perpetrators face justice. The federal government will not relent until this objective is achieved. We assure Nigerians that strengthening internal security remains a top priority of the federal government. He says recalibrating the nation's military, policing, and intelligence capabilities is very sacrosanct. He also said this is effectively being carried out. Meanwhile, the President Bola Tinubu has commended the Super Eagles for putting up their best efforts towards qualifying for the FIFA World Cup despite their loss in the playoffs on Sunday. The president charges the Eagles to put behind the loss to the Democratic Republic of Congo and prepare for the Africa Cup of Nations, which will be held from December 2025 to January 2026 in Morocco. Nigeria's dream of featuring in the World Cup was dashed as Congo DR eliminated the Super Eagles in a dramatic qualifier playoff on Sunday night in Morocco. The Eagles lost in a penalty shootout after the game ended 1-1 in extra time. DR Congo triumphed 4-3 on penalties to advance to the Inter-Confederation playoff, keeping their own 2026 World Cup hopes alive. President Tinubu says that although it was painful that the Eagles failed to qualify for the World Cup tournament for the second consecutive time, the team must be commended for striving hard to reach the Mondial, particularly after winning their first playoff match. President Tinubu said we must commend the players for their effort, saying we must now plug all the loopholes in our football administration. Players and indeed all stakeholders must go back to the drawing board. He said now is the time to focus all efforts on the Cup of Nations. Our Super Eagles must recover the lost glory. Away from that, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has launched Project Breathe Clean Air Abuja. Onozi Yakubu reports that the initiative, in partnership with a private organization, is aimed at reducing mortality rate and illnesses associated to air pollution.
The project Breathe Clean Air Abuja seeks to address the long-term environmental effect of cooking with firewood in the FCT. Promoting the initiative, 5,000 vulnerable households were supported with cooking gas cylinders and refill vouchers, all in a bid to encourage a shift from firewood and charcoal usage to a cleaner and safer cooking energy. Monday, Secretary of the FCT Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolakpo Fashawe, emphasizes that the initiative is designed to improve both public and environmental health sustainability.
The environment is our health. The environment we live in, the air we breathe in, Even our offices is stuffy, and there's natural environment and anthropogenic environment. Anthropogenic environment means man-made environment.
And I see that passion in you. Nobody can say no to you. So I know that this is the start of a fantastic and beautiful journey to make FCT and even Nigeria's air cleaner and better to breathe.
After funding such beautiful initiatives like this to promote clean energy, improve air quality, prevent cancers, and educate communities about the dangers of air pollution, hereby preventing future gargantuan healthcare costs, let's all work together to make clean air a reality for all Abuja residents and beyond.
The FCT administration disclosed that the project is part of its strategy to promote environmental health, reduce pollution, and create safer living conditions for the residents in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Onozea Kubu, NT News.
Golden Gate Investment has held a high-level summit at the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja, bringing together investors, industry experts, and stakeholders to discuss emerging opportunities in real estate and global wealth creation. The summit highlighted strategies for navigating today's dynamic market environment while creating long-term value for investors. Kama brings us details.
It was a gathering of financial minds and investment enthusiasts at the Transcorp Hilton Abuja as Golden Gate Investment, armed with over a decade of combined expertise in real estate, wealth management, and market analysis, unveiled new pathways for sustainable growth. Themed Building Wealth, Creating Opportunities, Changing Lives showcased the company's mission to deliver exceptional, secure, and high-yield investment opportunities across global markets.
Secured by prime real estate. With home purchase in Canada, we make property ownership abroad seamless from acquisition to complete management.
Golden Gate Investments emphasized that true wealth goes beyond numbers. It is measured in legacy, security, and impact created for families and future generations. As a premier Canadian investment and real estate firm, the company connects investors to secure global opportunities through its partnership with Golden Gate Partners in Nigeria.
Golden Gate Investment is here in Nigeria to open doors of opportunities for investors. What we tell investors is that diversify your funds. Don't put all your funds in one investment. That's why we're giving you the opportunity to invest with us in the Golden Gate Investment, where all our investment is backed up by Canadian real estate. We give funds to only investment that is real estate related. So with the Golden Gate, you are sure of your returns. For example, the inflation in Nigeria is very high, it's about 18.something%, whereby in Canada is like 2%. So what we are telling you, invest in Nigeria, great, but diversify your funds.
In a session with the media, officials highlighted why investing with Golden Gate stands out.
The percentage is low. There's no European country that is beyond 5%. And with less than that, you can invest abroad and make your money, make your returns without inflation.
Canada is indeed a good place because a lot of Nigerians are there, and Golden Gate is really bringing value, which I believe that people should tap into.
For many attendees, the summit provided clarity on modern investment models and the broader opportunities accessible through international partnerships. Golden Gate Investments positions itself as a bridge to sustainable wealth and global opportunities. Kama, NTA News.
Implementing strategies geared towards sunflower and honey production is aimed at enhancing agricultural transformation and food security. This, the She Farmers Initiative FCT intends to achieve as to empower women in the FCT in the project through intense training. Cecilia Julius reports that the mandate secretary, Women Affairs, Adedayo Benjamin's Lani, flagged off the ceremony.
Over 100 women in the FCT have been positioned to benefit from the sunflower and honey production project pioneered by the She Farmers Initiative FCT, aimed towards building women in sunflower and honey production and marketing it globally. This, the Mandate Secretary Women Affairs, Benjamin Lani, says will effectively contribute to national building and promote food security.
This extraordinary intervention, a flag off on sunflower and honey production, which is a combination, a symbiosis of ending food insecurity in Nigeria through who? The she farmer, that is you, and the he farmer with her too.
We want to integrate this and the production of honey in all the area councils to increase production. And we're going to engage all our women, particularly the women, the special needs, disabilities, because it's way convenient for them.
We decided we'll use sunflower because the bees will pollinate the sunflowers and then they'll go back to their wax.
Partners of the initiative, while pledging support to the project, profiles perspective to the nation investing massively into this dream.
If you're going into business of sunflower seed, you should identify the variety so that you have consistency of your product.
Another added advantage is the economic value that can come out of this project.
The initiative, while promising to ensure every woman is empowered in agriculture and provide opportunities to market their various produce, call on government to partner the group for more impact. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
One of the core values of mending homes is anchored on integrity, empathy, passion, and selflessness principles the group believes are key to building a strong nation through stable families. Hawagimba reports that the Mending My Marriage Conference 2.0 themed Building a Thriving Marriage comes at a crucial time as many families grapple with modern-day pressure and rising emotional challenges in the home.
Building a respectful home, speakers say, begins with God's grace, prayers, and a firm belief in His Word. Couples, counselors, faith leaders, and family life coaches gathered here all agree that when marriages thrive, communities become stable and national development is strengthened. President and founder of Mending Homes, Margaret Oluremi Anthony, explains that the initiative aims to support families by helping couples build strong homes, mend broken ones, and strengthen family bonds through counseling, advocacy, and policy interventions.
The theme for this year's Minding My Marriage is building a thriving marriage. Is it every marriage that is thriving? I'm not sure. There are so many problems embedded in marriage. So one of the main reasons is for us to equip people, inform people, and to help them realize if there's any lapses where they need to work on so that they can have a thriving marriage.
Participants at the Mending Homes My Marriage Conference 2.0 highlighted intentionality, communication, and spiritual grounding as key to sustaining healthy marriages.
They need to bring God into their family. They need to be conscious of God, because marriage is instituted by God. It's not man's idea. It's not man's. It's not an idea of man. It is God.
Be transparent. Plan together and live within your means.
For everyone to understand their partner and have wisdom to control your marriage, because marriage is tolerant.
I want everyone to understand that this marriage we all want to be in has a lot of responsibility.
So a woman, we are carved out to give respect to our husband.
The event also featured collective prayers for homes and the nation, with organizers stressing that a peaceful society begins with a peaceful family. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Gajere, ina da customer da suna jira a shagona yanzu. Dan da kan maza ka sassaka mu yawa ya 15, dori na 12.
Alhaji na ji ba damuwa.
Hello, kawo mun mahuci biyu yanzu nan. Akamun kunu roba biyu maza maza.
Haba gajere yi sauri mana customer na ya gaji da jira.
Za mu kawo shi. Baka gajiya.
Yawa yanzu nan kuwa kira mun masu wasa da wuta.
Kai Alhaji, duk wannan kirare-kiraren da kake, ina fatan ba kati zaka kashe cinikin yau ba.
Aina, ni na amfani da Glow Talk Master ne fa.
Yi kira kyauta akan Glow Talk Master. Yi maganar minti 6 ka samu kyautar minti 6 da ƙarin megabyte 50 da na star 606#. Sabbin kwastomomi za su more kyautar data na 1000 tare da katin kira na 1000.
Glow Unlimited.
Now, tolerance is respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of cultures and ways of being human. As the world marks International Day of Tolerance, the call for peaceful coexistence grows stronger and amid rising divisions. In this special report, Sandra Akeme highlights ways of embracing tolerance.
International Tolerance Day by UNESCO is a reminder that societies thrive when people value their differences, especially in a nation rich with cultures, beliefs, and languages. Tolerance becomes a necessity, not just a virtue. From neighborhoods to classrooms, places of work and worship, respect and understanding continue to shape how individuals coexist.
We have approximately about 371 ethnic group in Nigeria. So that makes us a diverse country. But whether you like it or not, we only have one Nigeria. My message to the youth is very simple. One, we should see ourselves as brothers and sisters. We should always put Nigeria first. But I want you to know that in every society, in every nation, there is restiveness.
As communities confront rising tensions and hate speech, traditional rulers and religious leaders are lending strong voices for dialogue, empathy, and appreciation of diverse perspectives while upholding shared values of humanity.
So, in this note, I would like to call upon our citizens to be mindful of their speeches in order to avoid propagative statements that it will anger or it will trigger the peaceful coexistence of one another, because that is the reason why Nigeria is built as a nation and Nigeria become a republic.
With orientations such as this, people will turn a green leaf, and that is why I will encourage the crusading of accommodating people excesses and teach them the right mindset.
Across the world, stories of people building bridges across cultural and religious trends show that unity remains possible despite challenges.
Islamic scholars have firmly established that the Quran and Hadith have enjoined Muslims to pray for the dead because the reward of such an act reaches them in their grave. This was re-emphasized during the 40-day special Salat prayer for late Alhaja Sururat Titilayo Adedoyin of Ile-Ife, Osun State at the Nasfat Islamic Center, Gudu, Abuja. Yours sincerely reports.
The special Salat 40 days Fidal prayer commenced with invocations of Allah's benevolent mercy and salutations to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Used as intercession for the repose of the soul of late Alhaja Surira Tutilayo Ayinke Adedoyin or Peloeru, for Allah to continue to have mercy on her. On the occasion of the special prayer session, Islamic scholars and guests emphasized the need for continuous prayer for the dead.
Prayer for the late one, especially one's parents, it is very, very essential. It is the culture, sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. In many traditions, there's a place I said, "Irhamu man fil ardi, yarhamukum man fis sama." Those who have gone, who are underneath the heart, remember them in your prayers.
So why we use the opportunity to pray for our mother, so that may Allah forgive Mama all our shortcomings and accept our returns also.
The dead soul needs continuous prayer, not just the prayer at the gravesite during the interment. After the interment, the prayer must continue, and that is the reason why we are here today.
In the midst of these solemn moments, the congregation extolled the living legacies of a woman described as virtuous and God-fearing.
She trained me from the cradle. She nurtured me, alhamdulillah.
Just as the occasion demands, recitation of the glorious Quran, glorification and intense worship of Allah sufficed, with thanksgiving for the life of the deceased. Let's talk sports now. There was nostalgia in the air in Abuja as the heroes of African Junior Basketball Champions, Abuja 87, Nigeria's first under-18 basketball champions, came together nearly 4 decades after the historic win from an exhibition match to a night of recognition. The celebrations reminded everyone why that victory still matters today. Bright Abuja reports.
In 1987, they were just boys, dreamers in sneakers, driven by passion and the shared belief that they could make history. And they did. At the African Junior Basketball Championship, fondly remembered as Abuja, Nigeria's under-18 team rose above every challenge to claim the country's first continental basketball gold on home soil. 38 years later, they are back, reliving their glory on the court. An exhibition match between TNT Basketball Academy and Love Basketball Academy Abuja brought the spirit of that victory to life. In the end, it was TNT Basketball Academy who triumphed, and Daniel Uchenna of TNT was presented with the Most Valuable Player award by the Director General of the NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembus, represented by the General Manager of NTA Sports 24, Kayode Adeniyi. 38 years have passed, yet when these champions walked back into the embrace of old teammates at the gala night, the years seemed to melt away. Laughter returned effortlessly, memories resurfaced vividly, and the pride of that historic victory felt as fresh as it did decades ago.
Basketball is an interesting sport. It's very interesting, it's fun to play. So that's what we are trying to do, get kids involved in sports.
We want to use the Abuja group to leverage ourselves as a collective to then do more for basketball as one group.
Nigeria is a great country, and we feel if everybody comes together to give something back, that will be even much greater than we are today.
We must have competition for the age grade in terms of maybe 12 to 15, 15 to 18, etc. And that will assist them in taking their steps towards grading for advancement in basketball.
The night was graced by top dignitaries, and to honor their incredible journey, deserving members received their Abuja 87 recognition awards for their roles in that unforgettable triumph.
Nigerians 1987 African Junior Basketball Champions reunited after decades, not just to record their historic victory, but to celebrate the discipline, sacrifice, and shared vision that shaped their legacy. A reminder that the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Bright Abuja, NTA News.
That's our beats on the English version. Stay for the translations. Good evening.
Yuzo kwa wewe unana yuwa beda zaza ishan daje zuma woni ye wago ngai ai kintu ko da Bola Tinubu woku sa barka ci awe fun abolili putanya aza adnagmanya no ai kiye ntu mbolubo no ba le nsu nko di ai dudu nge aku yi ai kintu ko da wa ngage bugba ko to mabayang bala puta bala bugba nakala na bai ba ku abaje antuko tu nu bolulubo onko bele nu abedei kwenga nsu akuji ekinye kongoti la dui onko diyai kwenga ge sheba ku abaje tuko tunu ayofabo mba belo ekin Afrika yan nu abeyalu pia onko dina menje ayoku pia yele ya ezolu ntna onko bele ekin tuna bedo onko atun bai bala be no beweje ayige sunsun manai nanu okinzinda oneze yakubu kwa ngage bebe ye koi ba nabwa deno no gbedogun nkotojin gwamnati yan ba koi na weche ige ehwi kwa chesa ya no abimaba bedo no ayansan no ajin agbabalo no ose ko osun eyesunle pepeyepe yebuji sasi saisu.
Jama'a assalamu alaikum, barkanmu da haka da fatan ana nan cikin koshin lafiya. A takaice ga fassarar abin da ya sauka daga labaran mu na yau, mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya ce duk da al'ummar Najeriya ba su ji daɗi ba da aka cire ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta ƙasa Super Eagle a jiya. Shugaban ya ce ya bayyana 'yan wasan a kan cewa sun yi matuƙar ƙoƙari duk da ba haka aka so ba, inda ya buƙace su da su cire abin da ya faru jiya daga zukatansu, su ƙara himma da ƙwazo akan wasannin da suke gabansu nan gaba. Bayan an tashi kunnen doki a wasan da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta kara da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta ƙasar a jiya, shugaba Tinubu bayan yabawa 'yan wasan ya buƙace su da su ƙara himma da hazaƙa su kuma tunkari wasan gasar cin kofin ƙwallon nahiyar Afirka da za a fara daga watan Disamban 2025 zuwa Janairun 2026 a ƙasar Morocco. A ci gaba da ƙoƙarin da take na inganta lafiyar al'umma mazauna babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja, wakilin Shaibu Yakubu ya labarta mana cewa hukumar birnin tarayya Abuja ta kaddamar da wani shiri mai manufar shakar iska mai lafiya a nan Abuja. Hukumar ta haɗa gwiwa ne da wata ƙungiya mai zaman kanta domin cimma manufar rage mutuwar yara jarirai yayin haihuwa da magance cututtukan da ake ɗauka ta hanyar iskar da ake shaƙa. A takaice labarin namu ne kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Ẹ káalẹ́, ẹ káàtó òwúrọ̀. Ìròyìn aago méje ti di Yorùbá ló dé sétí gbọ̀nyìn láti olú-iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán NTA ìkànnì karùn-ún tìlú Àbújá. Títílayọ̀kẹ́ òun lorúkọ tèmi. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ti ṣàgbóríyìn fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Super Eagle fún akitiyan wọn láti yege fún FIFA Cup orílẹ̀-èdè pẹ̀lú ìpàdánù wọn lórí eré ìparí tó wáyé lọ́jọ́ Àìkú. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu wá rọ̀ wọ́n láti fi ìpàdánù eré wọn fún DR ti Congo náà ṣe ohun àfisẹ́yìn, kí wọ́n sì máa gbáradì fún Kọ́ọ̀pù Áfíríkà ti orílẹ̀-èdè tí yóò wáyé láti oṣù Kejìlá ọdún 2025 dé oṣù Kínní ọdún 2026 ní Morocco. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu sọ wípé bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ ohun tó dùnni lọ́kàn pé ẹgbẹ́ Super Eagle kò yẹ láti gba Kọ́ọ̀pù orílẹ̀-èdè náà, tó sì jẹ́ èyí ní ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì irú rẹ̀, wọ́n tún ṣàgbóríyìn fún wọn lórí ipa wọn láti lè dé Mundial, pàápàá jùlọ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n jáwé olúborí níbi eré ìparí àkọ́kọ́ wọn. Kò ní jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ láṣàálẹ́. Títílayọ̀kẹ́ òun lorúkọ tèmi. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, láyọ̀ la ó tún máa pàdé. Ó dàárọ̀.